Whenever this topic comes up in my workshops or I write about this topic, it generates a lot of discussion. In fact, no other topic that I speak about generates more comments and discussion than this topic because employees feel frustrated. They feel like they are being left out of the conversation at work, like they have no control over their jobs, like they are powerless. If you want to truly engage employees and turn your employees into truly loyal employees who have a sense of ownership, then they have to be included in the conversation. You cannot build trust without giving employees a voice. You sometimes can't hear what your customers are really experiencing and hearing unless you give your employees a voice and use your employees as a conduit for your customers. You miss out on potentially rocking great ideas if your employees don't have a voice. You simply cannot create a rocking great, inspiring workplace culture unless you give your employees a voice. You need culture champions at every level within your organization. I've included a handout called The Top 10 Benefits of Giving Your Employees a Voice to remind you that there are other hidden benefits associated with giving your employees a voice. But take this topic seriously. It really is one of the fundamentally most important things you can do to build a more inspiring workplace culture. I'm going to now share 8 things that you can do to help give your employees a voice. First thing you need to do is make sure you are accessible and approachable so that you can hear your employees' voice when they need to be heard. So many surveys suggest that one of the biggest frustrations of employees is they just can't get time with their leader. They're never around. They're never available. When they need them, they can't find them for 5 minutes for a serious conversation. So you need to be accessible to your employees. That harkens back to what I talked about earlier, the importance of walking around, leadership by walking around and checking in with your employees, not checking up on your employees, checking in with your employees. Perhaps you need to set regular office hours so your employees know when you are available. Change your voicemail every day to let your employees know where you are and when you're going to be in your office, or share your calendar for the week so employees know when you're going to be accessible. But being accessible is only half of the equation. You also need to be approachable. You've got young employees and experienced employees, insecure employees for all sorts of different reasons. You've got introverts, you've got shy employees that feel uncomfortable speaking up for all sorts of reasons. You need to do more than just set regular office hours and say, I have an open door policy. You need to go more than halfway to make sure employees truly feel comfortable approaching you with anything. I was coaching an executive a few years ago, and between you and me, he was a bit of a miserable manager. He was a little rough around the edges, and he was talking to me about this very topic, and he said, Mike, I don't get it. I have an open door policy, and nobody ever comes and sees me. And I had to kind of gently remind him that the open door policy isn't really about the door. It's about your personality. Are you using your sense of humor to make yourself more approachable? Are you aware, again, of your body language, your tone of voice? Are you being truly present and listening with your employees so that they know you're approachable? Are you doing simple things like putting down your smartphone, turning off or away your computer so that they know they have your 100% undivided attention? And are you really, really listening to your employees when they approach you? And this is really, really important. When your employees approach you with bad news or a challenging question, they will watch how you react. And it is so important in those moments, in the most difficult moments, that you're aware of the power of your reaction. Because if you show anger, if you demonstrate frustration at getting those questions or hearing that challenging news, guess what? They're not going to come back to you the next time if you react in a bad way. So check your reactions, be present, be accessible, and be approachable. Number 2, get in the habit of asking your employees for feedback on a regular basis and mean it. We're going to talk about giving and receiving feedback in an upcoming video, but the more you ask for feedback as a leader, the easier it becomes for employees to accept feedback. And if you're going to create a continuous improvement mindset and a continuously improving culture, you need to embrace feedback as part of your culture. So ask for feedback on a regular basis, and employees will get more and more comfortable when they see that you aren't reacting in a negative way to giving you honest feedback. Number 3, reward and recognize your employees for speaking up honestly with respect. Reward and recognize your employees for asking challenging questions, for challenging the status quo in a respectful way. You want to encourage that. So of course you need to reward and recognize employees so that everybody understands that is something that you value in your workplace and that you want to see more of. There's a company in Canada where they have, now here's the key to how this works. Only frontline employees can vote on this and decide who gets the award, but they have an award called the Order of the Extended Neck that goes to whoever asked the most challenging, difficult questions to the senior leadership team. Number 4, involve frontline employees. Involve a diverse range of frontline employees in as many committees, forums, town hall meetings, whatever approach you want to take. But every time you have a chance for frontline employees to practice their leadership skills and flex their voices, then take advantage of that by involving as many frontline employees as you can. Number 5, survey your employees on a regular basis in just simple, fun ways. It's so easy with technology nowadays, like the HR software company Workday, where they do Feedback Fridays. So you could adopt that idea. Every Friday, ask just one question of your employees. Some of them could be fun, but some of them could be more serious. Report the results back and report, when appropriate, what you're going to do based on their answers. The more you can do that, the more empowered employees are going to feel, and the more they are going to feel like they have a genuine say in your organization. Number 6, make sure you hold regular, just open forums, coffee chats, where there's no agenda, where you just listen to your employees, where you give your employees the chance to guide the meetings and ask questions and set the agenda. Beryl Health Call Centers, for example, has regular, what they call chat and choose, where it's just kind of managers sitting down very casually with coffee and some snacks, and the employees can ask them any question that they want. Paul Spiegelman, the CEO of Beryl, he answers questions via video to his employees in a very fun way very often. So that helps employees feel like they have a voice as well. The CEO of Costco has been known to say that we clap for the truth around here. And what he means by that is when he addresses his employees, he answers questions in a brutally honest way. He's known for his candor. He's known for his honesty, and yet people still get up and give the CEO a rousing standing ovation because they clap for the truth around here. And that's the kind of mindset you want to encourage. Now, in addition to holding regular town hall forums, chat and choose, whatever you want to call them, where employees can share their ideas and suggestions and get their questions answered, I should mention the ubiquitous suggestion box, because a lot of my clients talk about their suggestion box with me. Now, I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of suggestion boxes because to me, it represents a little bit of a culture failure. If I have to anonymously slip a note into a suggestion box, it suggests that perhaps your culture is not at a level of openness and transparency and trust where people can identify themselves with their comments and ask challenging questions. So if you use a suggestion or comment box, that's fine, but make sure you do it right. Remember, this isn't a monologue, this is a conversation. This is about creating real dialogues at work. So I love what one leader does. She told me how she has a comment box where people can put in comments, ideas, questions. They can attach their name to the comments. In fact, they encourage employees to attach their name to them so that she can follow up with employees. But then what she does is she holds regular meetings with employees as a top leader, and in front of everyone, she pulls out all the comments from the comment box and answers them on the spot in a 100% honest, candid way. So it becomes a conversation, and so people know that their ideas, their suggestions aren't just disappearing into a black hole. Number 7, get in the habit of asking this simple question. These are the 4 most important words as a leader you can take to heart, I think. And the question is, what do you think? I've already touched on this. I'm going to reference it again in the module on creativity because it is just that important. The Marshall Goldsmith study found that that was the number 1 thing that employees said they were frustrated by, that they weren't being asked what they thought, and it was the thing that managers were doing the worst in the Marshall Goldsmith study. So get in the habit of just asking on a regular basis as often as you can, hey, what do you think? It sends the message that you value your employees' wisdom and experience, that you are recognizing them. We talk about employee recognition. That's one of the most effective, simplest things you can do to recognize your employees, is just ask them what they think. And number 8, last but not least, circle back to employees to let your employees know they have been heard. Circle back after you've had that town forum or the chat and chew, or after meetings or after one-on-one conversations, so that employees know that you heard them. Report back what you are going to do differently based on their comments, based on their questions. Report back what things you're going to implement, even if it's not right away, but at least let them know that you are doing something with their feedback, something with their input. The more you demonstrate that, the more employees are going to feel empowered and feel like they have a real voice at work, and they are going to keep speaking up. I included some links in the resources here to articles on my website that talk about what hinders employees feeling like they have a voice at work and what helps employees feel like they have a voice at work. So look for more ideas there as well. Remember, this is a holistic approach we have to take in our culture so that employees feel truly empowered and engaged and feel like they have a voice at work. But do not underestimate the importance of this topic. It is one of the most important things you can do to build a rocking, great, inspiring culture.